Good morning. Today is November 20th, and we are here at the Oxnard College First Year Experience STEM Program Workshop. And today we are covering health and academic success. We are also talking about the Oxnard College Foundation scholarships, which are coming up pretty soon. So we have special guests today. Our first guest is Dr. Deanna McFadden, who is the Student Health Services Coordinator. Please help me welcome Dr. McFadden.
Thank you. Well, I'm very excited to be able to talk to this group because health is a very important part of your academic success. And since you're STEM students, you'll be taking classes that this is going to make a lot of sense. So, what does health mean? What do you think are the components of being healthy?
Feeling good.
Feeling good.
Eating well.
Eating well. Being alert. Yeah. Okay.
Not being tired.
Mentally prepared.
Good. Yeah. There are actually 4 components of health, and I'd like to just go over those. So we have mental health, and I believe our mental health counselor from the health center came in and spoke to the group about mindfulness and mental health. We also have social health, so that's having friends and relationships and support. Physical health, which is what I'll focus a little bit more on today, and spiritual health. So the World Health Organization back in 1948 defined health as a state of complete mental, physical, and social well-being, not just the absence of illness or disease. So a lot of us think we're healthy when we don't feel bad, but actually it's when all 4 of those components are in balance and you have a complete sense of well-being. So also, some of you will be taking psychology classes and become familiar with Maslow's hierarchy of needs, but this is Maslow's hierarchy of school needs. So in order to be the best student that you can be and be the most open to learning, you need to build this pyramid to support you. And at the very base of the pyramid is your health, your nutrition, getting sleep, exercising, taking care of yourself, then having emotional and physical safety and care. And then as you move up the pyramid, you get to the point where you're in an optimal state for learning. So today I'm going to talk about exercise, nutrition, and sleep, just kind of briefly about those. I want you to know that if you need any additional information or personalized care, just call or come into the Student Health Center. We're in the Student Services building in the ground floor. So, I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties with these connecting. I probably should have worked with our IT.
Yeah.
Okay, so I wanted to show you a 3D picture of what your brain looks like. The highlighted area that's red is called the hippocampus. So it's kind of like basically behind your ears, deep in your brain there. And the reason that that is so important is that that's where you create and store memories. This is part of your brain that can release an enzyme or chemicals that actually help your brain to grow. So So the first thing I wanted to talk about is how exercise affects your brain. It promotes learning, it improves your memory, it reduces your stress, and improves mental health. This is just a short video that I thought was really effective in explaining how exercise actually stimulates your brain to grow. So let me start this.
Hey, everybody! Hey, my name is Mr. Yoder, and this video presentation is an introduction to what we're going to be doing on Monday. It has to do with exercise and learning. Here's a little bit of information about it in this video clip.
Researchers are finding that exercise can do more than keep you fit. It can also make you smarter. So one school in Illinois has developed a program that gets kids moving and learning. These high school students appear to be working out, but they're actually trying to adjust their brain's chemistry to maximize their ability to learn.
We're putting kids in a PE class prior to classes that they struggle in. And what we're doing is we're finding great results.
How many people we got right now?
Paul Zantarsky runs a learning readiness program at Naperville Central High School in Illinois. The program was started in response to research showing a link between exercise and increased brain function. Zantarsky says he's seen results.
Kids who took PE before they took their math class had double the improvement of kids who had PE afterwards.
Exercise optimizes the brain and the person for learning. It creates the right environment for all of our 100 billion nerve cells up there.
Dr. John Rady is a professor of psychiatry at Harvard Medical School and the author of Spark, a book that examines how our brains change when we exercise. Rady cites studies showing that exercise promotes the growth of new cells in the hippocampus, an area in the brain associated with memory and learning.
Exercise promotes more than anything else we know, the growth of new brain cells.
Maxine Kozel is a reading teacher who believes that kids learn best when they're moving. Here, students work on vocabulary while standing on balance boards.
You know, they say that having to balance actually helps them concentrate even better.
Rather than wearing them out, kids say that exercising before class and moving during class makes the schoolwork seem easier.
If you go out and go for a run, and then you're reading, it's a lot easier to read because you feel more awake.
I feel more focused because I just did something that made me focus more.
So basically, your brain creates brain-derived trophic factor. It's a protein released by the hippocampus in your brain, which we'll go over in just a second, that creates the foundation for learning. And it only works if you exercise and then you try to learn something. All right?
Yeah, there are a lot of misconceptions about the brain out there. One thing a lot of us have been taught is that we're born with all the brain cells we're ever going to have, and that is not the case. In fact, your brain can grow until you're dead. Another one is that if you're not good at something, you can never be good at it. And again, that's another fallacy. As long as you challenge your mind and you practice, your brain can grow new connections and you can get better at things. Now let me show you where exercise impacts the brain. Let's look into the crazed mind of Mr. Bonzer. Oh my, look at that earwax. Here we are in the brain. Now focus in on that claw-like structure that's greenish blue in color. That is called the hippocampus. So when you exercise, it releases that protein called brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Now when that is released into the bloodstream and into the brain, again, it provides the foundation for learning. But here's the deal though. If you do not challenge your mind after that protein has been pumped into the bloodstream around the brain, it doesn't take effect. Now again, if you don't use it, you lose it. So that's why it's important to learn or try to challenge your mind after the exercise.
Now we thought of a few different ways to incorporate exercise into our learning, and we thought maybe, hey, what about animals? Now apparently, there's something called the Constitution that doesn't allow us to do this. Ridiculous. It's liberals. So this is how we're going to implement the exercise. You'll be exercising at least 2 cores per day, and you'll alternate days in different cores. So you'll be exercising about a total of 14 minutes, and you may get in your enrichment classes, but depending on your enrichment teachers. Basically, at the very beginning of the period, again, we want to increase the production of that protein, which will lay the foundation for learning. You will go ahead and exercise for about 7 minutes to warm up. An exercise will increase your heart rate, and then we'll have a cool down, synthetic stretches. And then you'll go ahead and do your regular class. And what our hope is, again, is that it will help the learning process, help with focusing, help with your emotions. All right, emotion skills. So at the very beginning of each video, there's going to be an emotion scale in which you're going to kind of rate yourself. How do you feel? It's a 1 to 5. And then at the very end, once you've done your cool down, you'll rate yourself again. And at the end of the day during STEM, you'll go ahead and mark down those numbers. All right? Now, I know there's some issues with physical injuries. So there are some things that you can do if you have a leg injury, arm injury, and I'll show you. Now, if you lose an eye, just shake it off. Just shake it off and get right to the exercise. Now, if you have a leg injury, like this, obviously you can't be jumping around on it. So what you can do is be in your seat, but work on your body like this. And you really raise the heart rate and move faster. Because with martial arts, lax up. Now, if you have a leg, arm, and an eye injury, you can still use this half of your body. Side, hit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, ha! Now, if your arms and legs and your right eye is incapacitated, you can still use your neck muscles. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, when it comes to modifications, so again, if you have an injury, see if you can work the body part that is not injured. All right, but again, if you do feel some pain, stop. All right, so we're gonna do this for about 3 weeks. Again, you're gonna go ahead and alternate your.
That's probably enough of that. Okay. Any questions about exercise and learning?
Did he say 7 minutes in the morning, and by the time you get to school, you'll be
7 minutes before class.
Oh,
so,
just before
yeah.
class.
So if you're here, you're getting ready to go to math class, if you could go out and maybe walk the bleachers or do the track. But the key is that it needs to be aerobic, so it needs to be something that gets your heart rate up to release that enzyme. So other exercises like yoga and things like that are great for other reasons, but specifically to get this effect, you need to get your heart rate up. And again, like I said, if you have any specific questions or issues with exercise, come and see us in the health center. Okay. One of the things I was asked, I showed this to a few students yesterday, and they were really alarmed that their brains were going to keep growing. Well, it doesn't grow in size, it grows in density. You get more connections and more neurons within, so you're not going to outgrow your skull if you exercise too much. Okay. All right. So nutrition is just as important as exercise. It improves brain function, improves memory and focus, and cognitive performance, which is your thinking ability. So I have a list of some specific foods that are actually good for you, for your learning. Eggs. Eggs got a bad rap for a long time, but they're back on the good side, even the yolks. So the American Dietetic Association has decided that the cholesterol in eggs is not bad for your cholesterol. So, and actually you need the whole egg to get all of the nutrients out of it. Specifically, choline improves your memory and focus, but it has a lot of B vitamins in it also that help with your neurological system. Nuts. They're full of omega-3 fatty acids and antioxidants that promote brain function. And antioxidants also protect your body and your brain from breaking down. Oatmeal. So sugar, it says this is a good sugar. Sugar is always supposed to be bad, but your brain functions on sugar. That's why when your blood sugar gets low and you haven't eaten, it's hard to think clearly. But it's better to have complex carbohydrates, which break down to sugar, rather than simple sugars, which are like, candy or soda or things like that. Fish, any kind of fish, especially dark fish, but any kind of fish, has a lot of omega-3 fatty acids that help improve your focus. Blueberries. Blueberries are in the news a lot, but they actually are very good for your thinking. They help your memory and your learning. And beets. Beets have nitrates in it. Nitrates are things that open up your blood vessels so you get more blood flow to your brain. And any kind of green leafy vegetables, also very good for your brain. So, do you want me to still show this? This is a YouTube channel that I would like students to know about. It's called Brain Food YouTube. And it's a young chef who does cooking lessons. So there will be a segment that's maybe 10 or 15 minutes long that will show you how to cook something or prepare something healthy for your brain. So I just want to introduce you to this guy. And the
Oh great! Somehow I've tricked you into clicking onto my channel, and now you're stuck here forever.
Just kidding. I'm Matt, and welcome to Brain Food.
On this channel, I love to cook healthy recipes in my awesome kitchen, and once in a while, I get to cook with my friends. I give you fun facts about food, answer all of your questions, and define unfamiliar terms. I like to discuss serious issues within the food industry, and I bring you along when I get to do something exciting in the food world. Every Wednesday, I get in the kitchen to cook, and every Saturday, I have my friends react to famous food videos. Basically, this channel is a place for you and I to share our love of food. So, what type of food do you want to learn how to cook? Is there anything in the kitchen you don't understand? I'm here to help you guys out. I want us to grow this channel together so we can all be smarter with our food.
Yeah, I looked at some of his videos and they're actually really good. And it'll take you through shopping list, how to prepare it, and it's just, I thought it was a great, not website. Okay, breakfast, your mom is right, your grandma's right, whoever told you breakfast is the most important meal of the day is right. But now we have science and research that supports this. So eating breakfast has been proven to increase your academic performance and success. Not only that, a lot of people, when they're dieting or watching what they're eating, don't eat breakfast, and that actually can cause you to gain weight because your metabolism doesn't kick in, your body function doesn't kick in until the first meal of the day. So if that first meal is lunch, you're going to be sluggish all the way till lunch. So, and you saw the list of foods, so there's some great things in there for breakfast. I also have cookbooks and things like that. They're the recipes at the health center, so we can help you with that too. But I wanted to share this recipe. I have copies of it for you. This is one of my favorite things that I have found recently is because a lot of mornings it's hard to make breakfast. This is something super fast, and you can see how many of the ingredients from the list that I had of healthy foods for your brain are in the smoothie. Almond milk or any kind of milk is great. Doesn't matter. That's a source of protein. When you eat protein in the morning, you don't get as hungry later because protein breaks down more slowly. Sugar burns fast. So when you have something sugary or sweet or something that's a simple carbohydrate, your body just chews it up quickly and then you're starving again. So you kind of start this cycle all day of chasing that, being hungry, and you eat something that satisfies you immediately, like a bite of something sweet, and it just keeps going. But protein, your body digests it very slowly and releases the energy more slowly. So you stay full and feeling better longer when you have protein. I'm not a big advocate of protein powder, but sometimes I do use that in my morning smoothie. If I'm going to exercise and I need more energy or I need to have, more calories available for my body, I will put in a scoop or two of protein powder. So you just throw everything in the blender. I like the frozen blueberries because then it's really cold. It has all the chemicals that I was talking about, plus pear skin, which is an anti-cancer substance. So, any questions about nutrition and the brain? Yes?
I wanted to find more examples of what dark fish are.
Sardines, mackerel, what's that? Salmon, yeah. But I read an article while I was researching for this about shrimp too, and that has shellfish has specific things that are good for your brain too. And again, like eggs for a long time, I was like, oh, you have to avoid that because of your cholesterol. But now it's that type of cholesterol, dietary cholesterol, is not bad for you. It's not going to increase your cholesterol. So a lot of healthcare providers are going to be backpedaling on that, but that's the latest science. Okay, does anyone know why we sleep?
Because we're tired.
Because we're tired.
Our bodies need it.
Our bodies need
Rest.
it, yeah. Actually, nobody really knows exactly why we sleep. There are lots of theories. There's not really any way to prove them except by looking at what happens to your body when you don't sleep. So there are theories that your muscles need to rest. But if you think about it, your heart doesn't stop beating when you're sleeping. So it's not that. And you still twitch and your eyes move around and lots of activities happening in the brain. Some theories are that it helps you store memories. But honestly, we don't know 100% why we sleep or why people need different amounts of sleep. The important thing is that we definitely know what the side effects are of not sleeping well. It impairs your ability to think, and I'm sure everyone in this room has experienced this more than once, but decreases your problem-solving ability. If you do have conditions like ADD, ADHD, depression, anxiety, bipolar, those illnesses become worse when you don't sleep. It also increases your chances of having accidents, and it does make you more vulnerable to mental illness. And I guess the takeaway point from this slide is so many people, and I've done this in the past too, is that you stay up and cram for a test, and when you're actually so much better off just going to sleep, because you're really impairing your ability to think and problem solve going into that exam or lab test or whatever it is by depriving yourself of sleep. People always ask me, how much sleep do I need? It's really different for everyone, between 6 and 10 hours of sleep. If you wake up in the morning feeling refreshed, that's how much sleep you need. So think about that next time that you're gonna cram. You're better off really just being able to think clearly and problem solve your way through something. So I hear a lot of people come in to my office, well, I can't sleep, I have trouble falling asleep. There's a lot of reasons for that. Me personally, it's because the clowns will eat me. But for other people, it's things like caffeine. Electronics are a big cause of insomnia. Insomnia is when you can't sleep. It's the screen, the way the lights are in the screen, and it also is stimulating you, but that light affects your brain's ability to go to sleep. So texting at night, on your iPad at night, on your laptop in bed, those things are gonna delay your ability to go to sleep. Something called poor sleep hygiene, and that's something that is underrated. Sleep hygiene is how you prepare yourself to go to sleep at night. So are you texting in bed? Are you eating a high-fat dinner, at 10 o'clock at night, pizza, and then trying to go to bed? Sleep hygiene is when you develop a routine that kind of tells your body it's time to go to sleep. And that's different for everyone. Some people read a book. A book doesn't have the screen light, so even reading on an electronic device is gonna not be as good as reading an actual book. just like for me, I like the smell of lavender, and some people believe that aromatherapy helps. For me, I don't know if it's because I believe it's going to help and I've conditioned myself, but that smell in my bedroom tells me it's time to relax. So sleep hygiene is different for everyone, but the basic principles are these things. Napping during the day, power napping is fantastic, but if you're taking a 2 or 3 hour nap because you stayed up too late, you got up early to go to school and take a test, you're setting up a cycle and then it's going to be harder to go to sleep again. So it's really important to not vary your time to go to bed for more than an hour if it's possible, because when you do that, you start to slow up. It's called sleep architecture. That's the phases your brain goes through when you're sleeping. So you don't want to disrupt that. So routine, calm, all those things are really important in getting your sleep.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So I've experimented with different noises. So like there's the pink, white, brown noise. And for some reason, if I turn in brown noise on my headphones, I sleep really, really well and very deeply. And I'm just wondering, how does that work in your brain?
You know, I'm not familiar with that, but I'm going to look into it now. That's really interesting because, you know, obviously sounds do affect your sleep because some people like either white noise or the sound of the ocean or the sound of rain that relaxes them. But I'll have to look into that. I don't know the science behind that.
I also read somewhere that having ambient noise, even if it's from a fan, sometimes helps you sleep as opposed to not having that sound.
It's what you get used to. It's conditioning. If that sound is something that maybe blocks, if it's consistent and maybe blocks out bursts of sound, then you know that's great. For me, having the fan on drives me crazy, but everyone has to find their own unique way of keeping good sleep hygiene. Okay, and last thing, sorry.
I also read somewhere about eliminating blue light or green light from the bedroom when you're sleeping, and that red, for example, if you have an alarm clock or if you have basically keep electronic devices out, right? But the blue light that is maybe on the notification light on your phone when it's flashing, that interrupts sleep.
I don't know about that specifically. Again, that's a great thing for me to look into. I do know that red is a very stimulating color, so you definitely want to avoid that. Typically, blue in the environment, I think it might be more just the screen or the flashing or something. Blue is very calming, and when I talk to people about weight loss and healthy living, one of the things that you can do is to put yourself in an environment that has a lot of blue when you're eating, because it calms you down and you think about what you're eating. It doesn't affect your appetite, but if you slow down when you're eating, you're not going to eat as much as it. Like, why do you think fast food restaurants are red? They're red because that gets you fired up and you're just eating and you're not thinking, you're not calm in a fast food restaurant, and that's intentional. So, last thing I want to touch on is stress. This is kind of where the physical and the mental come together. Linda Martinez and I have gone out and talked to classes and talked to students about what is your stress, because stress is like sleep thing. Different for everyone. What stresses me won't necessarily be something that stresses you, but bad stress is bad stress. Good stress is, you know, a little bit that motivates you to get things done and to stay on track, but bad stress is when you experience these things. So these are what our students told us that stress is like for them. Emotionally, they felt overwhelmed, depressed, frustrated, worried, out of control, can't sleep, you get more stress. You can see where the vicious cycle starts with that. Physically, stress makes you feel bad. Most people reported getting headaches from feeling stressed because you're all tense, and that tightens this and it pulls on your scalp and it gives you a headache. Sick to your stomach, tension in your body, and feeling tired. I just want to show you why that happens. I love this slide. I show it to everything. Connie's probably seen it quite a few times. But bad stress, So we did a health survey last year, and over 25% of our students said that stress was affecting their academic achievement. That's bad stress. That's not good stress. When you have stress, no matter what triggers it, it could be anything, but whatever triggers stress for you, causes this cascade of chemicals to be released in your body. So you can imagine that when we had to run from predators, this was great. That's why we're all sitting here talking today, because the blood gets diverted from your brain, from your guts, and your muscles, and you can flip over a Volkswagen or you can run from a tiger. But when that is a test that's coming up that you didn't prepare for, the same thing happens to you. So your stress reaction is not logical. So we had it for a good reason, we still need it, but learning how to not get to this place, and that's what Linda talked to you about too. But bottom line, what happens when you experience this over a long period of time, dyslipidemia, that means high cholesterol, which puts you at risk for heart attack or stroke. Increased blood glucose, which means you can become diabetic, or if you're diabetic, it gets worse. Behavioral effects, that's when you're just, you're not thinking, you're not organized. That's where we really see the stress affecting the students in the classroom. Immunosuppression, that means your immune system isn't working and you get sick more. How many people experience they get sick during finals? My office has a huge spike of people during finals. Colds, flu, so that is made worse by stress. It increases your blood pressure, and it causes increase in blood clotting, and that causes people to have heart attacks or stroke. So other than stress, can you guess something else that triggers this reaction to happen? Energy drinks. A new study came out last week of adolescents and young adults and energy drinks, and one is okay, but a lot of times people don't have just one energy drink in a day. An energy drink triggers this chemical reaction. So just something to think about when you're staying up late, drinking energy drinks to try to study, all of the things that you're doing to your body that is making it more difficult actually to learn. So other than our office, these are some of the things that we have online to help students. Student Health 101 is an online magazine that Oxnard College, the health centers purchased, has great information about exercise, nutrition, even like how to psych up for a job interview. So it's very broad, and it has 8 pages that's custom information to our college that we put in. Cognito, this is something that is a training program to help students get more comfortable talking to each other about mental health issues. And our website. Any questions or comments?
Would too much coffee still work in that same category?
Yeah. It's the caffeine.
Too much of it.
Too much, a little bit, like
It's
1 or
really
2 cups of
healthy.
coffee a day actually enhances learning.
Depends
A
on
little
your
bit of
body.
caffeine is fine, but it's, but like energy drinks too, because they have that sugar in them, so, okay, thank you.